Hello, ladies. How are my busy homemakers this afternoon? I am Deb, and you are in the office with Deb. And today we are going to talk about some things that you need to consider in your home. And I think it's with the new year and the whole healthy home, we need to consider looking at some of this stuff to make sure our homes are safe for our family and friends. Now, some of these may be things that there's two of them at the end that may not apply to you, but they apply to me in my household, because when you have pets, there's a different element there in your household. So, now do you wonder once in a while if your home is safe enough? I'm not talking security, we're just talking general safety. I'm not saying no mini cameras every room in a house. No, we're getting into just the physical everyday of everybody being in the house and in and out. That's what I'm talking about today. So, with that being said, comes the first thing we need to watch out for. We need to free up, our house needs to be free of clutter. That means picking up stuff off the floors and the stairs. Now, I've seen people on Sundays, and Dad's reading his newspaper, he's in the living room watching TV, watching the football game, and he's got his coffee in the other hand, and the paper gets thrown on the floor when he's done with it. You know, kids are in front of the TV playing. Somebody can step on the paper. We don't know what's on that underneath that paper. If there's a toy on that underneath that paper, somebody can easily hurt their ankle or something. I'm just saying worst case scenario. We're not saying that happens every day. But these are just some things I want you to be aware of that we should make sure we're doing in our home. Pick up the stuff on the stairs. Or if you can't really get to it, get it on the side where nobody's going to trip on it. Like past that railing and that or something, so that nobody can get hurt on it. We're just saying, as a decluttering expert, I got to tell you, we're picking it up and putting it away, getting it done every day. That's one of the tips I have for you. Now, another tip, and I don't know about you, but this happened to me in my home. Hey, Heather, it's so nice to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I had an incident yesterday, and what I'm talking about you to now is, you know those gas jets on your stove? You're like, what the heck does she got a gas jet in her hand for? Oh, there's a reason for this. Now, I know when the kids are little, you got to watch the gas jets. They're running in and out of the kitchen. You don't know, and the stove's right there by the corner, and they're running in and out. You got to watch the gas jets. Now, for those of you that have cats like me, now yesterday I was making dinner and I was going in and out of the room trying to do other things. I had left a Tupperware container on the counter. That was closed, thank God. The container was closed. My dummy cat jumps on the stove, sniffing the container. I did not know this. How did I find this out? I just happened to walk in the kitchen. And I'm like, oh my God. And the gas smell was like, I'm like, cat? And I look and the gas jet's on. And I was not cooking with that jet. So I know the cat did it. That's what I mean about watching those gas jets at home. Now, for those of you that have got people working shift work and then coming in and out of the house, if you got pets, especially you cat people like me, especially be leery of the gas jets at night. Now, I have a son. He comes home from work. He brings his styrofoam container home of food. He wants to eat. It's late at night. He's tired. He has a couple of bites. Sometimes he forgets. He leaves his styrofoam container on the counter. And sometimes he forgets, he leaves it there. Next thing I know, I'm half asleep and I'm hearing my stove grates on the stove. I'm like, oh God. So I had to get up out of bed, Sure enough, get the cat off the counter, put the food away, check the stove. She had the stove Jeff turn on. So now at nighttime, these jets are in the utensil drawer because of the goofy cat and my son. And leaving, she's got to figure, she lately, I don't know what's with her. You can't put anything on the counter with her jumping on there. And she's 10 years old. She's not a kitten anymore. So this is one dangerous thing. These jets, these little knobs, are in my drawer at night because of the cat. Huh. Crazy, huh? That's one safety. That's one thing I wanted to bring up to you today. Now, I don't know what else your pets do or what. I'd be interested to hear. I don't have a dog. But my cat and gas jets do not go along. And I told her yesterday, I said, gee, cat, thanks a lot. You could have started the whole house on fire if I didn't come in the room. Oh, I was so upset. Okay, getting back to our topic for safety. Now, how many of us have throw rugs in the house? I have them. I have some by the front door, some by the back door. You know, it's winter time. You coming in, you got your boots, your shoes, and everything's there. And I see Heather's at her daughter's house, and she's probably looking around and saying, okay, how many throw rugs does my daughter have now? Because those throw rugs, they only last so long, especially when you're washing them. They move around, and you know what I'm talking about. I've seen the cat run through the kitchen, and I've seen my rug go, whoop, and I'm like, oh, time to get rid of it. Now, ladies, when I mean get rid of my rugs, my rugs get recycled. I give mine to the Humane Society because the animals need some warmth and stuff, and they need some comfort and some comfort and coziness to make them feel a little bit more comfortable until they get adopted. So that's what I do at my throw rugs, because they don't last forever, and they're a tripping hazard, whether it's for kids, yourself, or whatever. Now, one thing I'm sure you guys are very good at is keeping the lights on all the time, making sure the lights work in the house, especially if somebody's roaming the house at night or they can't see and they get up to go to the bathroom. You want to make sure your night lights are working. You want to make sure the outside front door lights work and the back door, whatever it is by the garage. You want to make sure those lights are always working. Just for safety, people going in and out of your house, even your company's leaving, you want them to make sure the lights on so they can see where they're going, so they're not tripping on ice or anything with the snow. Just a general thing. Now, there's a lot of things we could talk about with all this, but I'm only going to touch on a couple, several more points. I know there's stuff I'm going to miss, but stuff that I have to be wary of too, and watch over at my house. Now, water heater temperature. That's a big one with kids. We don't want the kids to get scalded. I've had mine turned down since my son was little. We had to turn it down. I forgot what the temperature was, but we turned it down to that. It's always been on that. He's in college now. We still left it that way because we don't even want ourselves to get scalded when we're doing the dishes and rinsing the dishes. So that's another thing. Now, some of you may have grandparents in and out of the house, or grandparents living with you, grandparents visiting. I know when my father-in-law was visiting when he was alive, all the throw rugs, we threw in another room. We don't, Now, they talk about installing rails in the shower, the tub. I'm saying some of you that have the real long hallways, you might even have to, for safety's sake, install a rail. I've seen that in some homes with where they have the grandparents living with them. I've seen that because they can hold on to the rail while they're walking. I've seen that. That's just something to consider. But even for yourself sometime, when you know when you're not feeling good, you're in the tub, maybe you're having a nice Epsom salt bath, you're sitting there relaxing, and you're not feeling good, you got a stuffed up head or cold and all that. There was times I wish I had a little bar by the tub. It's like, oh man, because you're just so tired and you don't feel good. You know what I'm talking about. I know you do. So now let's go to your kitchen and your dining room. Who has wobbly chairs? You know, the ones that go, and you're like, oh, don't sit there, that's a wobbly chair. We've all done, I've seen people do it. I've done it at times. Now, I don't know about you, but I was lucky enough where I was able to get the little cushion, a little fabric cushion. I'd say it was like something like felt, and it has a little peel off and it sticks. It fit perfectly under that wobbly chair, and it stopped the wobble, and it worked great. Of course, I don't have that kitchen set anymore. Excuse me, but that did work great, just so you know. You got to sometimes either think of some way you can solve the problem or let everybody know, hey, please don't sit there. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you sat down at restaurants in a chair and a table, and you're like, oh boy, you get a wobbly chair, and you're like, okay. Okay, now, another thing I'm going to quickly cover, mostly this is for the kids, the child safety locks. Yes, the child safety locks on the kitchen cabinets. Some of you don't mind if your kids play with Tupperware or whatever, that's fine. I have a knife drawer. That knife drawer has had a lock on it ever since my son was little. I don't even take it off now because my friends have kids. I don't want those kids accidentally opening that drawer and sticking their hand in knives if I have my head turned. That lock always will be there. That lock's never coming off that knife drawer. They can only get it open a little tiny bit. Still today, still there, how many years later? College age son. Okay, now, another big concern, especially those of you that have the ceramic tile flooring. Now, I have that in my kitchen and I have that in my bathroom. Mine's white and it's also beige in the other room. When you spill water on that floor, you can't really see it. It's hard to see. You also have to wipe it up real fast and real good. Because when you're on that ceramic tile, and there's a few times I went, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Because you don't see the water, and it's very slippery. And especially after you're doing dishes, I always have to look on the floor and make sure nobody got any drops of water. And I'm here, I'm looking sideways, trying to figure out, make sure to see at every angle that there's no water there. Because I've got people in and out of the kitchen all day and night. Now, for those of you who haven't gotten to your pantries yet, and you want to get them done, I've got the beginner's guide to pantry organization, and it also covers your kitchen cabinets. So if you're interested in that, let me know if you want to get that organized, get it done, and feel like the queen of your kitchen and show it off to the whole world. Let me know if you're interested in that. Now, on a funny note, I'm going to end this video on 2 more tips. This is just 2 other things I got to be aware in my household with my cat. I have a paper recycle bin. My cat loves, I call it recycle herself. Right in the paper recycle bin. Now the paper recycle goes and gets donate them. So, to the school so the school can make money. Who's ever taken the paper, I always say, make sure you know where the cat is. Because that cat likes to sit in there. And there's a few times I've opened that thing and it's like, oh, hi, Mom. The cat's in there. So I always say, make sure you know where the cat is or stick your hand in there. Now, I also have the cat that likes the washing machine. When the lid's open, getting aired out, I have the top loading washer. Her little eyeballs staring at me. I'm like, out, I gotta go wash. Out, out, out. So I'm kicking her out. Those are just some of the things I need to watch out for my house. Now, we're gonna do a challenge again next month. And we'll be voting on that too. So we'll go ahead, invite a friend, because you're gonna want an accountability partner. And invite them to the Deb's Declutter Life Tips and Inspiration. And ladies, I will see you in the group later on. Thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate you. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye, ladies.